And here's my prediction. You're going to interview a Democrat, and they're going to act like their questions weren't answered. They're going to act like this is some war crime, and it's totally hypocritical. Number one, Barack Obama took out American citizens. You didn't hear anything from the Democrats about that through drone strikes. And it's also a really dangerous road to go down to sow this sort of doubt among not just service members in the chain of command, but also among the American people. So 100% justified to do it. We finally have a president who cares about Americans in our hemisphere, but the Democrats can't get over Trump and Hegseth. So their criticisms aren't based on the law. If you have a problem with the operation, that's a political question. But to try to turn this into what they've turned it into, I think is highly irresponsible. So
whether that's against Letitia James or that's against James Comey or yours truly, it seems to be part of his personality that he cannot let go. So
her story is powerful, her story is moving, and with this honor, her story will never be erased.
Those responses is very much so needed.
And do you think that having different levels of capability to receive emergency calls in different jurisdictions that have to coordinate in a multi-jurisdictional event, particularly with federal officials, makes that coordination more complicated?
It does make it more complicated. We need to be a seamless, resilient network together, that we can share data back and forth, one to the other.
Thank you, and I don't have much time left, but
So what it really is, it's lose, lose, lose. Everything he's done is just driving up the cost of Christmas. Actually, to celebrate Christmas, it costs more.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. It costs more to buy gifts. It costs more for groceries across the board. And he doesn't seem to give a shit.
These aren't, we all know, the easiest times between the high cost families are facing to the tragedies and hate-filled shootings at Brown University and in Australia this weekend. And generally speaking, if you tune into cable or hop on social media, there's far more attention, as you know, these days to what's going wrong than on what's going right. But as
you see the two people on the boat, and then you see that boat blow up. It's no different than the other videos. There's no top secret information. There's nothing being placed at jeopardy here in terms of our national security interests.
That is something that's been consistent, you know, in many of the past changes that we've seen. And not unlike previous changes, this administration has a different view of solar and wind and alternative energy projects. So
the Republican legislation that will be on the floor this week does nothing to keep health care affordable for everyday Americans. And they know it, which is why there's an internal revolt amongst House Republicans who apparently can't even get an amendment made in order that would extend the tax credits that are about to expire. There are 214 Democrats.
At a time when my constituents are getting these notices of their rate increases that could increase 200, 300%. This is not affordable. It is not a sustainable. And
this issue touches so many families. Almost everybody knows a friend or a relative who's struggled with addiction or has had a life-threatening fentanyl story. And
instead of focusing on pushing legislation that will help seniors afford those basic necessities, food, electricity, instead of fixing the mess he caused with those SIA cuts or the chaos that is now being caused by the tariffs, Trump's top priority was to cut taxes for
the extended Brown University, Providence, and Rhode Island communities and everyone impacted around the country. We continue to stand together to heal and work towards the safety we all deserve. And
do you believe that these guys, these multi-billionaires, are staying up nights worrying about what AI and robotics will do to the working families of our country and the world? Well, I don't think so. I think